Good morning, District 1. If you guys don't already know me, my name is Mijares. I am your current District 1 Community Chair. I am a rising senior at Boston University and I study political science. And I am hoping to be your next District 1 co-chair. So I'm going to start you guys off with a little bit about me. I grew up in Greater Boston. I am from the Philippines. I was born here in Bacolod, where I am right now. And I moved to the United States when I was 1 year old. Like I said, I study political science, and a big part of that is because I really care about community. I have been a leader since I was in high school. I was always trying to, really try to make a big impact on my community. Sorry, there's like a bunch of mosquitoes here. I always cared about making a big impact on my community, whether it was through my volunteer work with YMCA, or through getting involved in local politics. I really want to bring that energy to the Filipino American community and to the Filipino community in Greater Boston. And, I fell in love with District 1 in my time as a community chair. It really showed me how strong our Filipino community in Boston is. And that there's so much potential to do greater things with our community. And I want to show you guys why I am ready to be your next co-chair. Let's talk about what me as co-chair would look like for District 1. So I think the number one thing defining my vision for District 1 would be interconnectedness. As you know, I try to make an effort to go out to some of the schools that aren't usually as active in District 1 events. I made an effort to get to know their e-boards, their general members, and, I want them to be able to come out to District 1 events without hassle. And realistically speaking, like the biggest barrier to District 1 kind of all meeting together is the distance. So something that I had thought about maybe implementing is a designated driver program to and from events, where District 1 can actually compensate travel for anyone that has a car that would be willing to take these people from smaller schools and bring them to our events. And they don't necessarily have to be from that school, but they just have to be willing, and District 1 will compensate per mileage. So I want to also make sure that we're doing at least 2 fundraisers a semester, but ideally we'd be doing more. So this can include stuff like bake sales that you have to be in person for, or we can do some of those bingo boards that you can just do online. And the reason I want to do this is to make sure that we constantly have enough funds, not just to support our events, but also to support any unexpected costs, to support that driver program that I was talking about. And to make sure that our next e-board is properly prepared to handle their workload and able to put on more fun events. I just want to finish off by talking about why I feel like I am qualified to be the next co-chair. This semester has been one hell of a ride as community chair and as an e-board. And, there was a lot of work that had to be done. One of the biggest things that I focused on was getting our connections to the Greater Boston community stronger. So I worked with some of the Filipino restaurants in the area. I have connected us with some of the local politicians, and I also created Philippine Professionals of Greater Boston panel. So my goal was to, show people that District 1 has a presence, that the Greater Boston community has a Filipino college student presence that is willing to engage with the rest of the community. And, I've had years, like I said earlier, of experience in positions like these. So in addition to community chair in high school, I was president for 2 years in a row of the Malden YMCA Leaders. And we were the main source of volunteers for the Filipino Festival in Malden, which we are actually planning to put together this December around Christmas time. And, I am hoping that you guys trust that my experience and my drive and my vision for this club is going to take us great places.